Good day, everyone. I'm gonna try and do this, even though my voice is a little messed up. Hopefully, you guys can appreciate it. Currently, we're looking to see what the market is going to do, and I think it's just 9:30 open now. I missed the previous trade down, so we're looking to see if we can get a buy up. Taking out this H1 low, taking out that Asia low as well, and we've got some divergence on the higher time frame there at the bottom. I do believe because we've made so much um, stacked highs here on top that we're likely going to come up there again and attack those highs. So I'm waiting for price to kind of like slow down a little bit. Or ideally, I'm going to get it at this high. Going to enter in with a little less. These are Friday afternoon. If we go above that, I'm just going to go with two contracts into the market. Otherwise, I really want price to go down again, go slower, stagnate a little bit, and then decide to take the guys. I don't think we're gonna get that. If we do go above that, I'm gonna enter in, and then afterwards I'll start to speak a little bit more about why I'm doing what I'm doing. Previously I messed up because of not focusing while typing everything in the chart. So I'm gonna kind of focus first. I'll clear up the chart afterwards with a bit more cleaner information. Let me just check what's happening over here. Okay, so we're pushing down further. I like that. Taking out this low. There is this news low over here, and there is that 4 hour gap over there as well. But for some reason, based on how much poor price action is on top here, I think we're going to go up first. So I want to be mindful of that. I'll even check the 15-second now and see what's developing over here. See where that 1 minute swing high is, and even that 5 minute swing high is at that same point. Probably a better high to target would be this high over here as a first high. And that high in itself is at about 9 a.m. So that's a good high to target. Let's check at 15-second again. Let's see. We got some divergence here, so I'm going to buy two. I'll explain afterwards. Just waiting for this candle. Once this candle closes, I will explain to you what I'm seeing. I enter in with my first two contracts. Oh, don't like that. Okay, like that. There we go.
Order filled.
Okay, so we're getting a reaction over there. Must stop below this low, as I'm saying. Friday afternoon scalp again. Okay, let me try and bolster that voice a little bit. So we got divergence on the higher time frame, and then also we're seeing some divergence at this lows over here with ES. Okay, apologies for all the lines on the chart. That's going up while that one's going down, so that's some divergence. Then we got a reaction at this level, this gap over here, and that's a good sign as well. So now we're watching price action move a little bit, but before we do that, let me try and clear up some things here. The chart, take out that and move some of these lines across. That's midnight opening price over there. So once we go above that, we want to be cautious. And this is ultimately the high over here. So let's have a look. I do want to get in with some more positions, but I want to see how price action develops first. I'm going to be looking at the 1 minute and see how we're developing. I'd like to see us return into one of these levels before I take another position. Else, I'm just going to let the initial position run, and we'll take a small scalp for the afternoon. That will be the area that we tapped into and broke. So that's a good sign. Also watching ES here on the side, because I want to make sure that once we hit these levels here that I go to break even. So that means we cleared out like those highs, and once we clear those highs, we could fall back down again. So if we come back down into here, I'll take another two contracts. I want to see us tap that, so let me get ready. It might not. We might just shoot away, but I don't want to over risk this afternoon. I'm really just trying to take out another $200 to $400 over here on this risk, seeing that I'm only risking 118. And I don't like to trade high risk on a Friday. And also, I've made my overall target for the week already, so I'm really scaling down today on the tops of the week. So I usually trade higher positions, especially on a Tuesday and on a Wednesday. Trade higher positions. So here we go. I want to get another buy in here. Let me just see. Oh, I might have missed it. So we came in on ES. Let's come down one more time, NQ. Let's come down one more time for me. Yeah, that was really tight. I think I missed that. Here's what it is. We'll stick to what we decided, which is just letting that position run. And let's see what we get when we take out these highs over here. What would that be? Another $205. I would have loved to see at least 300. Let's see if we can get to the previous day's high again. I'm going to put that higher for now. I'm going to manage it as I see it. Would have loved another drop into here. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. And so that's something you can do as well. You can stack your trades, your positions, not stack your trades. Add positions as you feel comfortable, especially in the futures market, because you get an average in. It's a little different in the forex market in terms of your positions. But if I was to get in here and price leaves, the moment price breaks somewhere again, the area that I got in from becomes my new stop loss, and that then protects me from even further downside, meaning that the risk that I initially take stays the kind of risk that I'm on. So I'm watching both of these closely real quick, and I'm going to check how it targets these highs over here. I'm going to take off one contract and we clear this high. Right, I'll sell back one contract. I remember now I bought, so I'm going to sell back. On ES, I do think we can go higher, so I'm going to wait until ES takes it. Now, this is a bit risky because once one takes it and the other one doesn't, that is divergence in itself. But I do believe there's such a lot of stacked highs here that it's likely to go there. Unless it's Murphy's Law today again. Since we're this far from entry now, I will go and take it to break even. No sense in keeping that, because if we come through all of this all the way down, then likely I was wrong on the trade. There is a possibility that we come all the way down till here, get an entry again, stop me out, and then go back up. But I wouldn't take another entry now because we've gotten quite close to my overall target already, and that would just be silly at that point. Looks like this is going to be a break-even trade. Did I break one of my rules? I just realized yes. I usually take profit at the high before the overall high. Similarly over here, that high is before that overall high. That would have been a good take profit point. So let's just hope today that trades on my side. In fact, if we get back there again and this one crosses over there, hopefully, let's just watch that one closely as well. Over that line, then I'll sell back one. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and sell back one here because that is where I was supposed to take it at the first place, and then I'll leave the rest on for the actual overall run. So where can I actually trade my stop to? So let's have a look. So we came into this area again, tapped it and expanded up. Let me look at higher time frames. Have we left any gaps? Sometimes price will return to those gaps. We have a gap over here inside of that same level, so I'm going to go ahead and trail my stop till there. Now that might be too tight and it might take me out, but that's okay because at the end of the day, it's about protecting your account. I didn't really need to take a trade today. This was more so just for you guys to see how it gets played out live, and then you can go and look at the market and see that I did this today, right? This is for our students, of course. Earliest example, I just used text explaining it, and I want you to go over that as well on our YouTube channel. It's a lot of value in there. But this time around, I took some meds and my voice is a little bit more, I was almost going to say visible, but probably a little bit more audible, and so you can understand it a bit better. So that's why I came back on. Suffering with a bit of voice issues lately. So overall, I'm trying to at least get through there, and that will give me kind of like, you know what, let me see. I'm just gonna pull it a little bit further because I forgot to do standard deviation, and I want to see how those two things stack up. Let's put it here for now at 2. Of course, if we come back here and we take it out, that's okay. I'll call it a day, and I'm gonna take ES as standard deviation as well and see. Now, of course, ES might be failing because we have already taken out all significant areas on NQ, so we might not get there. So that's the, yeah, I'm probably gonna take that. That's okay. You know, I was risking $100 to begin with, and when I got out on that trade over there, what did I get out on? I got out on 98, so that's okay. $98, right, on that first position. So I already technically made that $100 back. The rest now is gravy, as they say. I'm gonna hold for standard deviation of 2. I'm gonna check if it lines up with something real quick. Let me check if it lines up with something, because you always want it to line up with something. And the reason I'm going to do that is ES seems to be quite far from it. So let me just check if it lines up with something significant on a higher time frame. Now we're above these highs, and that high over there is a New York session open. So that is definitely significant. I'm going to bring it down right to that open time. Then I'm going to look on ES as well and see, do we have, let me bring this across. Sorry if it's crunched up, I'll talk you through what I'm looking for. Do we have something significant there? This is, well, everything here is actually significant. This is also a New York session. We've already been in it. Strange, the divergence is quite big today. Let's see, where are we at? I'm going to watch price action closely. And hopefully this is not going to be a long video again. I'm going to watch it closely and decide if I'm going to get out. I've got multiple screens, but the thing is, on one of the screens, it's a recording, so I can't move my charts over to separate screens, which makes it tough for me as well, because sometimes I want to see a bit more clearly what I'm looking at. So there we're getting a nice impulse move. I can bring my stop below that low now, because if we come back down there again, then I want to be out. And the reason I want to be out is we've tapped this area once by coming in there and expanding. We've come back again and we've expanded. I don't like to see areas that I believe should hold be tapped that many times. And sometimes it means I choke my trade, but other times it means I get more profits out of the overall move. I was only coming in the market today risking $100 to possibly make 200, or if I was risking $200, I wanted to go for 400. Since I never got another opportunity to enter in a trade, I could not put the additional 100 on. Therefore, I am instead just going to go with the initial risk that I went with, which is 100. To me, I tend to stop focusing on the actual profits and focus more so on the process, because at another day, at another time, I will add the correct position with the correct sizing when it's not a Friday afternoon, and that will end up making me a lot more. So it's not about how much you make each session. My goals nowadays has shifted from profit targets, and it's shifted to following my actual rule set. So that's what I want to do. Follow the rule set, right? That's important. And again, I mean, this is not a bad day's wage. If you think about the fact that I made $247 this morning on a little scalp trade as well, which would have been 500 had we gone all the way, and another $100 on this one. On a Friday, let's say I get taken out now on a Friday in 14 minutes. I don't know what where you guys are working at. That's a very good hourly rate. Now, I do see that price has taken out that high that was significant to me earlier on ES. So very likely that we can get stopped out here if there's no more momentum left in this. And then also could retrace back to that gap over there. So as a note to everyone, whatever time frame brought you into your trade, that's your target. So this is actually my overall target over here, right? That's where I want to take price action normally. What I'm doing now is leaving a runner in case I can get higher. So if I had entered in, let's say with 4 contracts, I would have taken off 3 here and left 1. But since I've only entered in with 2 contracts, I took off 1 over here, which is just before that high, and then I'm leaving the 1 on. If we get it, we are blessed by it. If we don't get it, we'll get taken out here, and there will be a quick scalp as well. Okay, so let's watch that. This price coming down, and we're gonna watch outcomes here. Okay, likely takes me out. That's okay. Let's see what ES is doing. You see, this is quite a lot of divergence. One is pushing up strong, or one is pushing down, and you don't want to see that when you're in the trade. You want to see that before the trade. If you see that once you're in the trade, that usually means that something is either there's new volatility coming in, or something is going wrong, or there is a new push coming. Sometimes it can be positive, but I prefer to have it run together once I'm in the actual trade. So I'm going to pause it for a bit, and I'll come back and update it if I get taken out or if price gets closer to the actual target, so that the video is not that long. Just a quick update, we're still at the same spot, still looking like paint is drying. This doesn't look good for where I'm at. We don't want to see price consolidate like that, because what usually would happen, price will sweep down and then take you out. But there is, it is now 9:40, 9:54. There is some medium impact news coming out at 4 on the US dollar. That could be a potential push down or even a push up. So we're gonna hold for that. Or maybe we're just gonna get taken out right now. Let's see. But either way, not moving my stop. That's a logical point. Of course, we can now come into this 5-minute gap over here, right? And then we can go all the way, come down here. So I'm saying it to you before the time in case it happens. This is if the news comes out and we still stagnating here, we could come down here and then just shoot up there. But I'm following the trade that I planned, right? I don't want to keep moving down, because the reason I don't want to do that is if I start moving that down from here, then I'm moving it further down here, and before I know it, I'm taking less off of that trade. So stick to your actual plan. But that is possible as to what can happen on that news. Down and then shoot up. Also watching ES at the moment as well. These two are completely out of sorts at the moment. One is going up while the other one's going down. Not a good sign at the point that you want to hold a runner. Really wish I was able to get that return entry here, because that means I would have had another contract on and I wouldn't have to trail my stop. I could have stayed at break even on this one and then allowed that one to push all the way up. Because after, and take this down for your notes as well, after you take a significant high, there's usually a pullback to 50% of the overall range that took that high. And when you get that pullback, it comes pretty deep before continuing up. So we might get that happening here. I'm going to take this off and just put on my 2 to 2.5 little square over there, so I know where that is. I moved it to the midpoint of there. So that's usually a sensitive spot as well. I'm gonna take that off just for more clarity on the charts. I get OCD about all the clutter. Where we now, it is 9:57. So I'll come back at just after 4, 1 minute. Um, I'm saying 4, that's in my time, South African time. I'll come back 1 minute after 10 and we'll have a look at where we are at. So interesting times, just as you can see, as explained to you before. Now I didn't come into this. We had medium impact news, and this is crazy. It came that close to my actual take profit before actually coming down. For proof of exit and entry, I'm gonna add on the executions so that you can see where I got entered and where I exited. So as you can see, let me go down to a lower time frame so you can see it better. I got entered over there. You were with me when I did that on that candle, and I got exited over here when price came back and hit that low. Now it gives you the total there as well and shows you that excuse me, apologies. I'm also going to talk you through what's happening now, but before we get there, entered over here, took the first contract off there, and then on this spike candle exited, right? So that's a pretty good exit. As a whole, that's medium impact news. Usually medium impact news on a Friday doesn't give that large of a spike, and so what happened is it got really close to my take profit. I was considering actually taking it off over there because, as you can see, go to my 1 minute again. Excuse me, my voice is acting up. As you can see, if we take this 1 minute and we go and we look at our standard deviation, was pretty close. I drew it a little bit off, but versus earlier, right? You know, let me redraw it. So it was pretty close to that standard deviation, and because it got that close, it was actually off on that one as well. Should have been there. Because it got that close, I was going to close the actual trade, but before I could do it, the market spiked back down to entry. So because it's a down close candle, you know that it had to have opened here, gone up, then come down. That's the formation of the down close. So on ES, we also missed the standard deviation of 2 over there. I still believe that we could likely go there. I think what happened here is just to take everybody out of the market who got in the initial trade, right? So whoever got in the initial trade, can you see this over here? The market understands where proper entries are made over there, right? It comes back there to take you out. That's not by accident, ladies and gentlemen. That is by design. Comes back there to take you out, and now it's going back to the targets on top. Let me take this off for clarity. That being said, though, on a day like this, you know, taking out an additional, whether it's a $200 or $300, doesn't really matter. I think today I was very aware that my target for the week has been reached, and all I really want to do is educate you all on how to follow price action. So technically, if you look at it, we are holding this zone that I spoke about. Yes, we spiked through it, but that's just a variable that news does. You want to see where the bodies are holding, and the bodies of all the candles, both on the 1 minute and the 5 minute, has not pierced that area. And that to me is a sign that we are going higher to that level over there to go and tap that standard deviation. We don't have to, we don't command that it must, but that's our expectation. And the reason I'm showing you all of this is a lot of people talk to you from hindsight perspective, and of course there's a place for hindsight in the sense that we all learn in hindsight, and you have to be taught off of things that has already happened. But there's always people questioning whether or not we know what we are talking about. And every now and then I come and do this to show that we do know what we are talking about. Now, this is a completely small scalp, and people don't like to show that. I've got trades where I've shown you guys what it looks like to manage 1,000 in a trade, or 1,000 risk, or 2,000 risk, or even 4,000 risk trades has been before. But what does that actually prove other than its bigger amounts? What I actually want to prove to you guys is understanding how to read the market every little step with expectation. Before we got this entry, I told you what we are looking for. Once we got the entry, I told you why I'm trailing. Before I got stopped out, I told you that I don't want to put my stop at break even because I'll lose all of that. I'm going to trail it pretty close. I told you at 4 users coming out, and that will likely either spike us down or spike us to our take profit. In this case today, which is rare, it spiked both ways on medium impact news. Doesn't usually do that. It usually spikes one-sided on medium impact news. But it is what it is. It's a Friday afternoon. My time here in South Africa, it's a Friday morning in your side in the US, but it's Friday. And on Friday, after a large movement week, price action becomes choppy, it becomes slower, and so we want to act accordingly. Okay. Now, I don't want to keep this running until the end. I'll go and pause it here. If we get there, I will just record the end of it, and then that will be it. So you get to see it all. Okay, this is taking the long. I don't have the patience to sit around. I just wanted to come back on and tell everyone, um, like and subscribe to this YouTube video if you're watching it on YouTube. If you are one of our students, of course, you're already one of us, so you understand what's happening here. And that's it. So that I'm calling it a day. We seem to be diverging on top here. We might still get there, but I don't want to see it stagnate. Price will probably move again in the closing hour of the day, the last closing hour. Some people like to trade the close if you wanted to, but other than that, I'm calling it a day. Was great being on with you guys. Hopefully, you found some value in this presentation. Thank you, everybody. Remember to click the link in the description of this video because you can get your access to the free training and our ebook and video series where we share some of these deep secrets that I am almost certain you've never seen anywhere else. So please go ahead and click that link as well. You guys be blessed on purpose, mindset, multiplication, and management. It's been Coach Adwin. Goodbye. Okay, so I recorded this last section earlier, but for some reason it wasn't the voice over wasn't recorded. So I'm recording this voiceover now just to show you what I did. I came back to the chart, and what you're seeing me now point out is, look at how accurately it hit that standard deviation that I had on. Remember that when you were on with me earlier, I told you that that's where I want to get out, which is the midpoint of the 2 to 2.5 standard deviation, since we've already taken the overall high. Now I'm pointing out where I got entered. I'm showing you that this is what precision looks like. My entry is right there at the bottom, right? I'm putting the standard deviation on again to prove that nothing has been cherry picked or changed, but there's the midpoint for you exactly there. That's where I initially wanted to get out of the trade before the news came in. So right at the start of the trade, I said that will be the overall target. Then I'm pointing out again with a little blue arrow circled now. That is the chart showing you an actual execution where I got in and where I wanted to exit. And then also I'm now pointing out where I took a partial. Now I'm showing you again that spike candle took us out on the trailing stop, but look at the entry, look at the partial, and look at the targets. This is showing you absolute precision. If this is something you want to do, please go ahead and click a link in the description. That'll give you access to our Just Like Clockwork video series and ebook, which is written by me. If you are one of our students, keep on pressing in deeper, because this is the type of precision I want to see from you guys going into the future. Now, this is, for most people, this is mind-blowing. And I want to tell you that for me it was too, because there is some hidden knowledge in the market that a lot of people don't know. Some of you might say, but I've seen this somewhere else, or I've seen something similar. That's okay. Go ahead and click the ebook and the video series and then see whether or not you've ever seen something like this before, because the answer is going to be no. And it's free, by the way. To click the ebook and the video series, you're going to see some things you've never seen before. It's been Coach Chadwin, Mindset, Multiplication, and Management. Just wanted to come back on and show you guys what it looks like and how this overall trade finished. You guys be blessed on purpose. Goodbye.